Hey, all, Michael Lunsford here, Citizens for a New Louisiana, and we're going through the judicial candidates, but more importantly, all the candidates we have on the ballot coming up November 3rd, because it's not just the president. We have a lot going on, and you need to educate yourself before you get to the ballot. So today, I'm meeting with Jules Edwards, Colonel Jules Edwards, and we wanted to talk to you a little bit about what he's up to. He's running for city court judge, and he comes with a tremendous amount of experience and background. So tell us a little bit about your background and
Sure thing.
experience. Yes, sir.
Sure thing. You're correct. There's many things on the ballot, including constitutional amendments, so we need to study up on that. So yes, I have been a state trial court judge for 27 years, and I also have 30 years of military experience. So I enlisted in the Marine Corps in the summer of my freshman year in college. And a few years later, I transferred to the Louisiana Army National Guard. And at the end of my service, I retired with 30 years of service, and I was a colonel in the Louisiana Army National Guard. And in that, my last position, I was the state judge advocate, which meant I had supervisory responsibility for all of the military judges, the lawyers, the paralegals, and the court reporters in both the Army and Air National Guard. And as I mentioned, I have 27 years of experience in the Louisiana state court system. I was elected on the 15th Judicial District Court, and we have jurisdiction in civil cases, criminal cases, misdemeanor cases, and traffic cases. And city court has concurrent jurisdiction with us, and the law is exactly the same for the traffic and juvenile cases, and our civil and criminal is slightly different in that the city court, their amount at stake is considerably less than in the state court. So, and in the city court, they handle misdemeanor cases, but only misdemeanor cases where the maximum penalty is up to 6 months in the parish jail. However, on the state side, our criminal jurisdiction includes both misdemeanor cases and felony cases. Felony cases, you can be sent to a state prison. You can even get the death penalty.
Oh, wow.
And the civil jurisdiction of the Lafayette City Court is $20,000 or less, whereas there's no upper limit for the state civil jurisdiction.
Okay, gotcha. So I've heard a number of folks I've talked to said you're the most qualified candidate for the race for city court judge. And certainly it sounds like the experience is already a piece of that. But tell me more about the qualifications.
Yes, so I do like it when people say that about me. My wife likes it, my mother likes it, all of that stuff. But yes, in addition to my Juris Doctorate degree, that's the degree that lawyers have, I also went back to school and obtained a master's degree in public administration from LSU. And then as part of my military experience, one of the great things about being in the military, before you get a new assignment with new responsibility, they send you to a school to teach you about that. And so I ended up going to the United States Army War College and received a master's degree in strategic studies. So where those things are helpful is with the public administration, I learned how to study and analyze systems so that I would be able to know how to make improvements to systems.
Right.
And in the War College, that strategic studies course, we learned how to balance ends, ways, and means, and risk. So when we're trying to attain an objective, we will have the best chance of achieving success.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I've also heard from a couple of folks that you're very involved in the local community in similar ways that you're involved in the court, where you're trying to make a difference in the local community. Tell me more about the programs you're involved in.
Yes, well, my parents were very interested in raising virtuous children who had character and integrity. And so they took care to form our consciousness. And so I attended Catholic schools from grade school through law school. And so that meant I had the help of lots of religious folks. Sisters, brothers, priests, all joined in helping me form my conscience. And one of the things that resulted is I decided that my life needed to be about service. And so I modeled myself really on Jesus, a servant leader, So a person who leads others by being of service service to others. And so that kind of explains my military service, the service on the bench. I also worked in, so it's unique. I have experience in all three branches of government. The military is in the executive branch. Of course, we know about the judicial branch, but I was also employed with the Louisiana Senate. And my last assignment there was on the Senate Select Committee on Crime and Drugs. And so that's that kind of formal service in terms of employment, but also avocation. So I'm on the board of the Bridge Ministry. Oh, wow. And so that's a local organization here in Lafayette. And our mission is to unite people from both sides of town, right? To improve the capacity to love on both sides of the bridge. So some people in our community have a lot of material resources. Other people have a lot of spiritual resources. And so if we can get together and join together, we can achieve significant results. And so we tutor children, and we walk alongside adults as they strive to achieve their goals.
Yeah, I've heard it, the bridge ministry described as building a bridge between communities, which
Yes.
I think was a fantastic metaphor.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've heard you say the term procedural fairness, and I was intrigued by that. What does that mean? What is that?
Yes, yes. So that's a term in judicial studies, and the scholars report that judges and courts are most effective when they are not only fair, but perceived as being fair. And so procedural justice has four components. The first is voice, and so that's reminding us that when people come to court, they really want to be heard. They want to know that the judge is listening to them. And so that's true for the litigants, the parties to the dispute, the lawyers, and also the witnesses. And of course, those folks bring folks to court with them. So the people in the audience observing all of that, the court, the judge, is perceived to be legitimate, perceived to be doing the right thing when the judge is perceived as actually listening to and caring about what the folks are saying during the process. And then the second component is neutrality. So the people want to see that the judge is fair, that the judge doesn't have an agenda he's bringing to the table, and the judge is not for one side or the other side, or for example, I've had many cases, and people come from all walks of life. I have people in court with me who are high status people. Some people are low status people. Some people are well connected in the political circle, and some folks are really shy and reserved. Everybody is treated fairly. And of course, the third is respectfulness. So the judge has to be perceived as being respectful of the people the judge comes into contact with. And so, God created all of us with the same inherent dignity. And it's important that the judge recognize the dignity of those folks that the judge comes in contact with. And then the last key component is trustworthy. The judge has to be seen as a person of good character who has integrity, meaning the judge's professed values aligned with the judge's behavior. Right. So those four components make up the concept of procedural justice, and I strive to have people who observe me working come away with those perspectives.
That's great. Well, thank you for sharing that. Also, I know you're moving from the 15th state court, and you're moving to the city court. I know it's the focus of that is your public service and your desire to make a bigger difference earlier.
Yes.
But what else? What are some other things you plan to bring to the court with you, and some of your other ideas?
Yes. So it's very important that we achieve a big impact. And I've been successful in getting people off the road to perdition and onto the road to contribution. However, but I've been making those corrections after the people have caused a lot of problems. And so I want to intervene in their life earlier and prevent those crimes. And so again, aligning with the procedural fairness approach, we can do videos and produce written material that will help people understand what they should expect when they come to the courthouse.
Okay. Well, look, you have a website, you have a Facebook page. What's that website address?
Yes, it's Edwards for City Judge on edwardsforcityjudge.com and Edwards for City Judge on Facebook. I have a P.O. Box. It's P.O. Box 90443 here in Lafayette. And I even have a phone number you can call. It's 337-54 888-281-1295. Lots of ways to get in touch with me, lots of ways to learn things about me.
That's great. Well, listen, it's incumbent upon you to know what you're going to do when you walk into that voting booth on November the 3rd. We're here just to put you in touch with all of the candidates and all of the issues that are coming up. So educate yourself, be informed before you arrive. And thank you, Colonel Edwards.
Thank you so very much.
Very nice to see you. Thank you.